there are speculations, but the real stories are always behind the speculations. You need to know the real stories, not the speculations. Xavi has been sacked as Barcelona manager and Hans Flick has been appointed. We see this coming months back. And hey, Samir is here with me to take us through the real stories behind the speculation because he's a massive Barcelona fan. He knows every, even if a needle fall on the Barcelona camp, he knows. So let's get into it and see what is really in Xavi sacking or a football player who becomes a manager of the club he has excelled so much and has taken so many trophies for this club. What is really wrong with Xavi and then Laporta, Sami?
Yeah, so actually, thank you very much. And I would like to say a big hi to all the viewers out there. If you're also new to this channel, just subscribe because we are going to go deep into the story behind Xavi's sacking. I would like to go a bit into history so our viewers will understand what really went on or what is really going on. First of all, you should know that Barcelona is not just a football club, but it's also a political club. If you are a football fan, you should understand that Barca, yes, especially the Catalonian state is political. That is in reference to their fight between Madrid and Catalonia. But then, what happened to Xavi? We all know that Juan Laporta is one president who always brings change, revolution to Barca. We've seen it in 2003 when he came, he brought Rijkaard. Then we've seen it when he came back, he brought Cajola. And this time, his third time coming, he brought Xavi. Now, let me start from the beginning of the whole matter so it becomes simple. Running the presidential race, we had two candidates, major candidates. That is Juan Laporta and Victor Font. Now, Juan Laporta used Lionel Messi for his campaign, whilst Victor Font used Xavi and Carlos Puyol for his campaign. So you should see that Victor Font was always talking about bringing Xavi to Barca, bringing Xavi to Barca. But then, after the election, Juan Laporta won by 30,000 and it looks like Victor Font won by 16,000. But then, we saw that Juan Laporta rather went in and sent out Lionel Messi, which caused a lot of troubles. It caused a lot of flair. Sent out Lionel Messi and brought in who? Xavi. So this is what Laporta did. Now, coming to this managerial position, we know that Barca has been in crisis, financial crisis, due to the former president Bartomeu, who did very, very nasty stuffs in the financial aspect of Barca. But then Laporta came in, tried to do stuffs bit by bit. But then, when you're having a club like Barca, you cannot tell the truth all the time. Let me explain that. Because of the financial problems, you cannot tell them how it is. Because you came in.
So it means that this actually happened like since before even Lionel Messi left Barcelona.
I think it's a history how Laporta's tenure is moving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he came in, I've mentioned earlier, he promised to to keep Lionel Messi. The promise could not come on. Lionel Messi left, and now he brought in Xavi as a manager. So it was then like, okay, I've killed something, but I've made something happen. Now, Xavi came into the position as a manager, and it was difficult. We all know how difficult it was. Xavi took from no other person than another club legend, Koeman, who was almost sinking the club. Now, Xavi started work and realized that there's still no money. So he had to make do of what he had, bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. His major first season, because he came in as in the end of the season and was where he came in 10. And the next season, that was his major season alone. He did ask for some signings, which we all saw some signings we had. But then, most of the signings too were free. You understand? Xavi at the end of the day had or gave Barca the La Liga title and also the Super Cup title. Everything was moving on well. Everything was okay until the last season. That is this season we just passed, where we had series of poor performances. Therefore, it made the fans start talking. Now everybody knew that Xavi is going to be sacked, especially when the press or the media kept pressure on him, and Xavi himself said that, okay, you know what, I'm going to retire or I'm going to resign at the end of the season. So we all knew that it was going to happen. And we saw Juan Laporta, the same person, going to convince Xavi, tell him Xavi that, hey, we need you. You know the club very well. You're a club legend. Please stay. I love you. I want you to stay with me on all those things. And we also what happened at this Laporta's house. It became all joyous and everything. Xavi decided to stay. Now the back story of this is Xavi made a press conference, and I'm feeling like Xavi wanted the people of Barca to understand the situation going on. It's not all that rosy because Xavi already wanted two players that he did not get this season. And you know, if you know Barca, our football, one of the major grounds or major roots is our defensive midfielder. Ever since Sergio Busquets left, Xavi had already mentioned that he wanted Zubimendi, but then again, Zubimendi was not given to him. But then they brought in Romeo. We also have flop Romeo happened to be in Barca. So therefore he plays Gundogan and Frankie de Jong as a double pivot, which was not helping in transition. It always made the game so slow. So Xavi came out and said, okay, I'm back. I love this club. I want to be in this club. But then what is really going on? Our financial problem is not yet over. So we can't compete with the likes of Madrid, who Madrid is bringing in who? No other person but Kylian Mbappe. Madrid made a major signing, 100 million signing last season, and we all saw him, Jude Bellingham. And
Yeah,
rumors have been mentioned that he's bringing in this left back from Bayern Munich,
Alfonso Davies.
Alfonso Davies. So you see, Madrid signings are always top notch, and we also in this season, if the first 11 are not playing, the second 11 is also a good squad. So then Xavi was trying to say this thing so Barca fans should not so much have a lot of expectation, but to lower their expectations. And Laporta saw that no, what he did was not right. Now let me explain this where the whole issue started. Victor Font, the other presidential candidate, is in contact with Xavi. That was Victor Font's campaign, bringing in Xavi. So now there's a feeling or there's a thought that Xavi is telling Victor Font all what is happening in the club, which is not supposed to be so, because Laporta trusts Xavi. So that is where the political tension is. Because every time Victor Fons goes to radio stations, goes to TV stations, and always tells the world that, hey, Barca is not up there yet. Laporta is lying. Laporta is telling lies. There's something happening. So after that statement, it confirmed that, yes, indeed, Xavi is not on Laporta's side, which I personally think is not true. So Laporta said that, okay, so now if I see that you're not on my side, then I need to let you go. But then because he had convinced him earlier to stay, he could not just let him go just like that. It had to pass through a process, and that is where it became so wrong. Ignoring him, trying to push him out. You know, we saw some videos that Xavi went to the training grounds and it was locked. Something which is fingerprints. That means they took out his fingerprints. He had to knock on the door before somebody came to open it. These were all signs trying to push Xavi to say it again that he is resigning or he's retiring. But then from the camp of Xavi, they say that once they've said they are retiring, they won't say it again. So if you want to sack me, sack me. But then we should also know that because he also puts pen to paper on another contract, Juan Laporta is supposed to pay him 18 to 20 million euro. Now, this is where it becomes tricky, but because right now, as we speak, not owes Lionel Messi. And because Lionel Messi loves the club, he can't take Barcelona to court. So he's using the same strategy on Xavi because he knows Xavi loves the club. Xavi is a legend, and Xavi cannot take Barca to court. So that's 18 to 20 million. It will take time before they pay. On the other hand, now Xavi is being sacked. And we all know who Laporta always wanted right from the beginning. He wanted a German machine. He wanted Hansi Flick, someone who plays a very physical side of football, someone who knows how to press. And so, just as we have not even played the last game for the season, but then Xavi has been sacked and Hansi Flick has been given a contract. Well, right now we don't really know all the details of his contract yet. I'm sure by Monday, God willing, every detail of his contract will be out. But Fabrizio has mentioned that already, and this is the inside story why Xavi was sacked from Barcelona.
So Xavi being sacked as Barcelona, Hans Flick has been appointed as new manager of Barcelona. Do you think he could change anything in Barcelona, or he's the ideal person for the Barcelona football we used to know, the tiki taka kind of football.
Yeah, Hansi Flick is a very good coach. We've seen him in Bayern. We've seen him in the German national team, which did not really go well. But then he's going to change Barca, definitely. Hansi Flick is more physical. He likes the physical approach of the game. He likes the intensity of the game, which we have not seen that in Barca for a very long time. Because it looks like Barca players more or less are they have that freedom, that free will, they flare. But this manager wants to see you sweat. He wants to see your passion. So players like Gavi is going to really help players like Gavi, who is more emotional to the game, who is more physical. And players like Pedri is going to suffer a bit because he's going to demand a lot from Pedri. I think he's the ideal coach currently for the club. Because looking at the rest of the coach, which yes, I'm not taking any attribute from. You've seen that Rafa Mekes was mentioned, but Rafa is currently with the Athletic Club, that's the Barca B, and he's doing a massive job. So people thought that he would come in to take over the club, just like how Guardiola came in from the Athletic, but then it did not go. So I think Hansi Flick will do the job for Barca.
Looking at this story, then it's just between the president, that is Laporta, and Xavi, and I think it's like a trust issue. Will there be a point that they will be able to resolve their issue, and then Xavi will come back as manager again?
It's going to be difficult. That's when Xavi comes back as a manager for Laporta as a president. I don't see that happening because now the trust is broken, the bond is broken. And mind you, he did that to Lionel Messi. And still, they have not been able to mend their patch. And he has done it to another. In fact, it's been what's the name? Three club legends. First, Lionel Messi, Kingsley Coleman, then Xavi Hernandez. And all these players, I don't think would like to forgive Laporta. Right now, Laporta is becoming unpopular even in the midst of the Catalonian themselves. They don't like him right now. So 2026, there's going to be an election. And if he's not able to deliver, he's not able to provide a lot of trophies, play good football, I think Victor Font, I'm saying it here, Victor Font will be the next Barcelona president.
Dauphin will be the next Barcelona president. Thank you very much, Sami. Thank you very much, guys. If you just join us, remember to be part of this amazing community. Hit the subscription button, like and share the video, and we are going to see you in the next video. There are going to be rumors of the transfer window probably, or rumors of transfers that we are going to be bringing to you up next. And hey, this season is full of transfers, and also a lot of teams are looking forward to boost their clubs and also their teams. So let's see what's going to happen. And don't forget, Euros is starting 14th June, and we'll be getting you the stories as well. Ciao.